My third review of the day, and it's not for Certoys this time. I can tell you're all disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself as well. Mainly because of the subject matter and potentially the amount of abuse I'm going to get for it. I say abuse, and it is that. This is Transformers Siege of Cybertron's War Trilogy, whatever, who cares, Impactor. I bought this primarily because I was getting fed up of waiting for my Spinister, Crosshairs and Ape face. This is being recorded on Wednesday. I actually complained on Monday to the people I pre-ordered from. Tuesday, the items were posted to me, and they're due tomorrow, being Thursday. However, I'm in work, so I'm going to have fun in games and hope they turn up early enough for me to get them before I leave. It doesn't matter. But because I was getting fed up, I thought, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to order something. Siege Barricade. It's another Prowl mold. Do I want another Prowl mold? Or Impactor. People say he's good. Should I give him a try? I should have gone for Barricade. That's the review over, if you want to call it a day there, but that's what I should have done. This character only matters to people if they've read the Wreckers books, basically, the Wreckers comics. And even then, you may or may not care. Now, you see, I have read the Wreckers books, and I still don't care. I'll keep this for reference in a moment. And I just find this very subpar in both of its modes. I can't quite put my finger on why, but it's just, I don't love it. Just something, I wasn't expecting to like it. I thought it might be okay. I got it and I looked at it. I just went, I just don't care. That's the basic idea. I don't really care. And because I don't care about it, it's making me dislike it. It's one of those annoying things. It's like, I don't, because I don't want to hate this figure, but it's not making it easy on me. I know there's an upgrade kit, but I don't think it really does much. I might have to have a look at it. So let's just talk about this and just ignore the whole Wreckers series thing for un momento. So the basic idea is we have a sort of vaguely Cybertronian whatever tank. Alright. So it's got a turret on the top, it's got its gun, which is the robot mode gun, which is incorporated as a vital part of the vehicle mode. And then you've got this other accessory, which I've copied Patriot Prime and basically put it as a, what's called, antenna. But basically you can shove it in there, or in there. Or probably plug it into one of them if you wanted to, or in there. Basically, it doesn't matter, it's just there for the sake of being there. Whatever. So you got this thing, and it's got little minesweeper things at the front, and it's neat, and it's got the H tank again, because heaven forbid they could find a way to get the treads to go in the middle, and it's got guns built in there, which don't move and are just moulded, and frankly just look a bit awkward, if I'm honest with you. It's got some silver paint to look like it's been dropped onto a lot of metal dust. I don't... Because if it was driving through things, surely it would have scraped backwards, not directly up. Obviously, I'm nitpicking, but, you know. Got the back, which is alright. There's nothing there, but it's alright. I mean, there's plenty of ports to plug this thing into, so that's alright, I guess. It's narrow. It's very, very narrow. And it shouldn't be a problem if it was literally just like that and it was an artillery piece and the only thing you could do was lift the tank barrel up and down. that wouldn't really be an issue because, you know, it's a static piece, basically like a moving turret, and you can move it up and down, and if it needs to turn, it can turn on the treads and fire. Fine. That's all right. I'd give them that. It's got whatever that's supposed to be on the top. I don't know, a vacuum. I assume it's supposed to be a gun of some sort, but nah. But the problem we've got is they've incorporated a swivel for the turret, which, all right, fair enough. I mean, good on you guys. You've put some effort into it, you know. Drawback is the way they've incorporated it. Well, where would you want the swivel to be? Right in the middle of the turret? Because that makes sense. Nah. There. So now, if you turn the turret, it turns all the way from back here. So you can now look through the tank, which is nice. And doesn't that look dorky with that massive chunk of the turret just hanging in free air? Plus, again, depending on how much recoil this thing's got, if it did fire like that, the tank's over. Also, just because I'm petty like this, generally speaking, when tanks aren't using the turrets and stuff like that, and they're driving through like a town or whatever on parade or something like that, they'll usually turn the turret backwards. Don't like it. I know I'm the most nitpicking guy with certain things. I know, I hate it myself because I paid money for this thing and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not generation early 30s generations Roadbuster don't like it, but it's getting there. It just doesn't work. This mode doesn't work. And what's worse than that is I've actually had a flick through the book. I don't think they do it very often, but I've got a picture of what it looks like in the comic. So bear with me. Bear in mind, I can only find one very briefly in the time period I had. And that. Where are we? Oh, that one, I believe, because it's got the big flat tank turret. That bit there. That's about it. You don't get many pictures of it, and it doesn't look like that. There might be better pictures, but frankly, I was flicking through this very quickly before I did the review, and I can't be bothered going through any more of it because I am tired. Hooray! Yeah, we'll put that down. So, let's just abandon the abomination that is this mode. This complete fail. Epic fail for all those young'uns. Just doesn't work. For argument's sake, I'm going to take this off. You can leave it on, but you can go over there. I'm going to yawn. It's been a long couple of weeks. Right, okay. Transformation. Might as well do the legs first because, basically you can do either half first, but we're going to do legs because I feel like it. So what we've got here, these pieces are on hinges either side. So there's a hinge here and a hinge there. And they peg onto a piece inside. So what we need to do is kind of get this loose somehow and swing it out. That big notch there goes onto that big tab piece sticking out. That there. So we're going to do the same on this side. Get that loose. So that's hanging out. Yay! And now on basically where these turrets are, I think, or is it a bit further down? No, it's around here somewhere. There's a hinge. We're going to rotate this all the way down to the front. Does it tab in, or does it just sort of know where it wants to sit? I think it just knows where it wants to sit. We get to there, at which point we fold this piece up again. And that's it. That's one side. So we'll rotate this down, and it'll sort of tell you where it wants to stop, and we fold that in. At which point, on that little pin there, can you see? I'm going to sneeze. sneezy, sorry. On that little pin there, we're going to fold this piece so that this notch goes into that gap there. Fold. Notch. Okay, at which point we get this little lumpy bit here, which is kind of loose. Get that loose. It just feels a bit floppy. Just fold that all the way up. And on this side, that loose. Fold it all the way up. Split. And there we have the legs. Yay for legs, etc. Fine. Why do I suddenly feel full of cold? Anyway. Now we get to do the top half of the robot mode. Yay! So what we're going to do first is this purple panel on top here is just slightly tabbed in this side and that side. So we just need to wriggle it that little bit loose, if you can. I shouldn't have cut my nails before I did this review. Hooray! Pop loose. There we go. And this side. Pop loose. Pop loose. There we go. Okay. There's literally the little notch there sticking out. Just goes into a little groove in there, and on each side. And now we need to wriggle one piece off the tank turret. This one's decided to jump loose, so we shall start here. And then this whole piece gets turned on this hinge here. So we need to rotate this entire piece out. So about there. Alright then. And we'll do the same this side. You know what? I turned the camera for the last review. I might as well just turn it back. I'll be slightly more central. Hooray! So again, on this big swivel here, we're going to rotate this entire piece out. So let's just get all of it underneath and rotate it out to there. Marvellous. Rotate this panel down. If it'll let you. Now, these two big tabs where my nails are, that were pegged into the sides of these top pieces, they need to sit in basically, you see that little cutout there? That little cutout here and here? They basically need to sit around those. So they go in there. Marvellous. Rotate this down, rotate this down. Might as well pop this off. There's a little round peg sticking out there and there, and they go into holes that side and that side. This will be the gun. We'll look at that in a minute. We're then going to rotate these 180 degrees, so that's about 90. That's another 90. Yay! That's 180 if you can't count. Do the same on this side. Hooray! And for argument's sake, rotate these pieces on the big silver pins all the way around to reveal the hands. Hooray! At which point we get this big lump here, and on a hinge there, rotate it basically so this flat side becomes the top and this top becomes the bottom. Hooray! To there. And then the last thing to do to get the robot mode is to get this big panel, fold it back, and try and flip out the head, close, and turn the head around. Mine's quite stiff. Oh dear. There we go. And now we have Impactor in robot mode. And if he looks like someone's just gotten some cardboard boxes and whatever, bright coloured paints they had left over and just slapped together the world's worst robot cosplay, it's basically what he looks like. I've got some purple paint, some sort of orangey yellow paint. Is that right to make a robot costume? Yeah, cheers, Mom. Thanks. That's what he looks like. I know it's garish 90s colours and that's what he's looked like in the comic and all the rest of it, and it made him stand out, it makes him unique. This is why I never bought this figure before, or never tried to buy this figure before, and I didn't pre-order him, and yeah. And he's just... I don't know what to say to you. I honestly don't. I don't find him interesting. I don't find him exciting. I don't think he's particularly fun. And a really, really petty nitpick is that this sort of soft ratchet is really solid, and this one, whee! But they don't seem to want to stop at sort of like the same kind of positions. So the legs are kind of like. This cannon looks stupid because you can't pivot it up or down. So if anyone comes at him from this side, he just can't see him. I know that's a common argument with people with missiles, like, for example, Sideswipe here, which, size comparison. Yeah, he is tall for a deluxe. I haven't actually stood him next to anyone before because, frankly, I didn't want to disappoint them. So, yeah, it's just... I mean, there's no kibble, I guess. I can give him that, I suppose. Gun to my head. Gunhead. That's a stupid film. I should watch that again. Even the ankle tilt, because there is an ankle tilt, but it goes from sort of like flattish to that. And even that just feels really like let down. I'm not even sure why. It feels disappointing. I didn't have expectations on this guy because I didn't think I'd like him, but I'm still disappointed. Because this leg was sort of like, oh, I'm going to go out to there randomly, and this one's like, nope, I'm not moving at all. Petty, I know, I'm sorry, it's just me, it's fine. I've tried floor polishing this guy. That's, And the fact that the yellow on the head doesn't match the rest of the sort of yellowy orange. No. I'm sorry. I know I'm in the minority, and that means people are going to be like, no, you're wrong. It's like, I can't love him. I can't bring myself to love him. Because, like, this is the guy who's supposed to make Springer look good. And I haven't got that figure. I'm going to have to get it eventually, but I don't have that figure because I'm not the world's biggest Springer fan. Which is why in the Thrilling 30s line they brought out Springer and they brought out Sandstorm. Like, I shall have the Sandstorm, thank you very much. But I'm delaying things. So it comes with this, which is the tank barrel. I don't remember him having this gun in the comic. I could flick through it, but I'm not going to waste your time and mine. But it doesn't look very good. If I'm honest with you, it doesn't look great. But you can put that in his hand. And I'm putting it in that hand for a reason. Because if you've read the comics, he loses one of his hands to torture by, I'm going to say Overlord. I'm not sure if it was him specifically, but... So he gets a hook, which they've given you this. And this doesn't look very good. Like, look at this thing. It doesn't look very good, does it? I mean, the hook in the thing was literally just like, I've lost my hand. I'm going to stick a hook there. It's fine. I'd give him that. But they've gone, oh, he's supposed to have a hook hand. So you what? We'll make all of the hands so they can rotate around and have a port. And you can plug that in. Look, now he's got his hook hand. And it really doesn't look awkward because of this stupid peg sticking out the back. I'm making my own disappointment. I know, I'm sorry. I can feel you judging me. I can feel the pain in my own voice. I know what's going on. I just don't like him. I just don't. I can't express things. I don't hate him. I just don't like him. There's that little hole in my heart just going, there's no room for you today. Sorry, there's no room at the end. But for argument's sake, there's ports there and there and there and all three across the back, and there's one in the top of the thing, and there's ones on the bottom of the feet, so you can do the power riser things. But frankly, I'm not going to offend Cog and Six Gun by sticking him to this guy. They deserve better than that. I don't know. Is he better than Thrilling 30s Generations Roadbuster? Well, yeah, but that's, to be fair, it's a really low bar. It's a really low bar. I don't want to dislike him because he's a solid figure and he does represent the character they want him to represent. But just little things like the waist swivel isn't the waist; it's under the chest, and it seems kind of silly. And if you actually look at it, he actually looks really hollow in the chest. And this panel doesn't always want to sit in flat, or is it supposed to sit in flat? Have I got this up in the air? Is it? This thing gets in the way, and just make me like you, make me love you, please. I spent money on you. Crosshairs and Spinister are coming soon. 8-Face might be next week. Just focus on the good, Ugly. Focus on the good. Focus on the positive. I'm gonna have Spinister. Come on. For argument's sake, just before I end this, let's have a quick flick through and see if we can find a picture of Impactor. There you go. There's Impactor. There's the figure they've given us. He doesn't even look right, does he? Doesn't even look right. Like, this guy looks angry. He's got personality. This one looks like he's, been in the queue at the post office too long. And this is where my, for some reason, slightly increasing subscriber base starts suddenly disappearing. How dare you not like this figure? I just don't care. Tailgate, there you go. You'd be vastly superior character to this guy. There you go. Optimus, again, superior character. I'm done. This is a 20-minute video of me just talking nonsense, and I need to go to bed. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. So, I should be ugly. I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one. I just can't. I'm sorry. No.